As you guys can tell from the title of the video, today I am not going to be digging bottles. I'll actually be fixing broken bottles that I have dug up. I've been planning to do this for a while, but the methods I tried were not that successful. I bought this scorer that you can heat in the bottle and then put it in cold water, and it could break along the edge, and it almost worked, but it would end up cracking all the way down past the score line that I wanted. So instead I bought a tile saw. So this tile saw was around $100 from Lowe's. I'll put the link in the description of where I got it. But the tile saw is a wet tile saw, so the glass, since it's really hard and brittle, the water keeps it from heating up too much. And that way you can cut glasses successfully. Now this hasn't been sanded yet. I'll show you how to do that at the end of this video. But my goal is to turn some of these bottles I really like into drinking glasses. This one's a little small because it was a test just to see how it cuts, but this was a Coca-Cola and it turned out pretty well. It's a little shot glass basically, but some of the other Coca-Colas or some like slug plates will turn into some really nice glasses. Now because I'm cutting glass, I will advise wearing cut resistant gloves and glasses. Face mask is advised as well, but because I'm using a wet towel saw, that should be okay. But yeah, let me get to it. Alright, I'm going to cut my favorite ones first because the blade might get duller along the way. It might crack some of the glasses. So because it's the sharpest as right now, I'm going to cut these. And this is one of the blood wines, which is one of my favorite glasses, or bottles. And hopefully it'll be one of my favorite glasses. So yeah, let's get started. So yeah, that turned out pretty well. There's some sanding we need to do, and there's some shards of glass inside it, but there were no chippings or anything, so that's great. And I'll keep going. So this is one I want to be careful with because this is a nice slug plate, so I really want this to turn into a nice glass. Alright, so they seem to turn out pretty well. I only cut myself once because those gloves are cut resistant, not puncture proof, so I had a little piece of glass. But as you can see, all of them turned out really well. I'm going to go ahead and wash them out and clean them out so I can clean this area up, and I can start the sanding process to make it to where you don't cut your lip when you drink from them. For the sanding and polishing, I'll be using 80 grit sandpaper, 120 grit, 220 grit, 320 grit, and finally 1000 and 2000 grit for the final polishes. Now the sandpaper needs to be able to get wet so that the glass powder can be dissolved as soon as it sands down, or else you'll be able to breathe it in, and you do not want to breathe it in. It is also recommended to wear a mask while doing this. There are three parts of the cup that you'll need to sand. There's the top surface, the outer rim, and then the inner rim. The first 80 grit will take the longest because that's the one that is the most rough, but after that, the polishing layers will go by a lot quicker. You can always dry it and check it every time after sanding to make sure you're at the results you want to have. Right here, I move up to 120 grit, and remember to always wet it before you start sanding. And this is for every layer of sandpaper, even the polishing. Now after sanding, the cup is complete. This was a test cup, and that's why it's got some dinks and stuff in it, because this is the first one I cut. But as you can see, the rim is smooth and polished and looks like a complete glass. Now keep in mind that this process does take quite a long time, so if you have more than a couple glasses, be prepared to be out there for a couple hours. So as you can imagine, this takes quite a long time. I think I only got like 4 completely done, sanded all the way through. I'll get to the others later. I hope you found it informative. If you want to turn some of your cups into glasses, you can just follow this video. It might help you do it. If you like what you saw, I don't normally do videos like this. If you look at my channel, I usually dig bottles, not turn them into glasses. But I've always been trying to find a way to save the ones that were broken, and I think I finally found a way to do that. So I'm going to put an image of all the cups and cleaned up and then better looking at the end. And yeah, I'll see you guys again.